That's enthusiasm we like. Someone get these people some cocaine. All right.
Where's that?
What, huh? Who's got it? They said you had the cocaine, Mike.
You old?
They said you had it.
You old? Oh,
No,
yeah.
they said you were supposed to be bringing it. Tonight was your night to bring the cocaine.
It's in the truck.
Yeah. Right. It's probably not good anyway. Cocaine hasn't been good since the 90s.
Right?
Alright. Like I said, my name is Brandon Valentine. I produce this. I'm the youngest of 6 kids. Yes, my parents are morons. I mean Mormons. Mormons. I always get those words mixed up. They're kind of interchangeable. It was always interesting growing up being the youngest of 6 kids. My parents always told me that they were kicking everybody out when I turned 18. I'm like, well, why the fuck do they get a stay? But we all thought they were kidding. I turned 18, they sold the house, bought a motorhome, and drove away. Good luck living with us if you can't find us. We're still looking. We'll find them someday. We will find them. I swear. The other part growing up, being the youngest of 6 kids, my oldest brother was a lot older than me. Like, he was a senior in high school when I was born. So it's a huge age gap. What made this interesting, he had 2 little girls that were put up for adoption before I was even born. Do you know how fucked that makes dating? Yeah. Start dating a girl, she's like, I'm adopted. Oh, shit. Can you be the creepy uncle if you don't know you're the uncle? I've always wondered this. Worst part was I did that joke once and my niece was in the crowd. After the show, she's like, were you talking about my dad? No. It was a joke, I swear. Oh, yeah, I got in trouble for that one. That's why I always tell my niece and nephews, if you come out to shows, you're going to learn some shit. The other one I had, my sister, when I was growing up, lived with us with her 2 little kids. When I was about 16 or 17, my nephew was about 3 or 4, comes walking out of my parents' bedroom with a life-size chocolate penis. Yeah. He didn't know what it was. He just knew it was chocolate. So he's not on the head of this thing like a rabbit going after a carrot. He's like, arr, arr. My dad sees it and he's like, get it away from him. I'm like, no. I don't know why you have a chocolate penis and I don't know what you've been doing with it. The kid can fucking keep it. It's another one I have a nephew. He's like, I will never come to one of your shows because you'll point me out. And I'm like, yeah, I will. Because it really happened. I get people all the time, how'd you think of that? It happened. The kid walked out, just, yeah. Oh, man. You're the one that's been loud all the time. Now you're quiet. What
Just listen.
Found out we start talking about kids eating chocolate penises. Suddenly he's quiet.
Yeah, you start talking about penis. Especially chocolate penises.
Yikes.
Right?
Oh, man.
You're good.
So we had a few people ask about like who was parents. So how many parents do we have? We got a few of you. So I've always wondered. I've got a few kids of my own. In fact, actually, my daughter just 2 weeks ago just had a baby. So now I'm a grandpa.
Yeah.
So I kept telling her if she just would have held it in for like a week longer, it would have been on my birthday. So I'm like, that would have been the greatest 45th birthday present. Here, you're a grandpa. So I had kids young. So I wasn't going to be like my parents. I had them young. But one thing that was always interesting, you know, when you have kids and you're growing up, I have 4 of my own, what are we doing to our kids? Because like when we were growing up, you had to be the best of the best at everything, right? Now, like we always hear, they give us trophies for showing up. There's certain schools won't let teachers use red ink because it says it gives a negative feeling to the child. Well, of course, you were wrong, dipshit. I mean, come on. You know, the hardest part, I coached sports for years. I coached my daughter's baseball team for years. And the hardest part was at the end of each season, you had to bring each kid up and give them that trophy and say why you loved having that kid on your team. Do you know how hard that was with that one kid that just sucked all season long? Especially when it was your kid. It's the worst. Oh. Then you always got that thing too with people who don't have kids. They're like, when I have kids, I'm going to treat all my kids the exact same. Well, you can't. You have to treat kids different. And plus, as a parent, you treat each kid different if you have them. Like, you pay a lot more attention to that first one, and then after a few, you're like, whatever. They live or die, let it happen. Just let it happen. You know, it's like my oldest came to me a couple years ago, says, Dad, I want to go to homecoming. No. Fuck no. I remember what I did at homecoming. I drank, I did drugs, I had sex, then I had to go pick up my date. This is not the kind of shit I want my kids involved in. Then a couple years ago, my youngest comes to me and says, Dad, I want to go to homecoming. I'm like, great, here's $100, bring some blowback for Dad. I was the youngest of 6. When I asked my dad, can I go to homecoming? He just looked at me and said, who the fuck are you? Where'd you come from? Oh, it was always interesting to be the youngest of 6. Oh, any Christians in the crowd? I mean, I know mom and dad are Christians every day, but the one thing I gotta say is, I'm gonna say this as nice as I can. Just remember, your God says you have to forgive me, so fuck off.
Nice.
You know, it's gonna be good. It's gonna get good. Like I said, I grew up Mormon. I have a lot of pent-up anger about this. I mean, the Mormons were so bad, they added another book that we had to listen to. It's like, it's bad enough we had the Old Testament, the New Testament, now he's in fucking South America. Jesus, haven't they suffered enough? But the worst part with the Bible, growing up religious, I mean, one, it's like, a lot of the logic doesn't work. Like, they told us we all came from Adam and Eve, right? We all came from Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve had 2 boys. Do the math.
Eve.
Yeah, it gives a whole new meaning why Cain killed Abel. He was jealous. He wanted some more mommy time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you didn't like that one, did you? But it made you think about it. You're like, oh shit. You know. And then it happened again with Noah, but at least then there was at least husbands, and you know, I mean, it wasn't as incestual at that point.
And animals.
And animals. I mean, yeah. No wonder we got such weird animals now. I mean, I never thought about the furry angle. Holy shit. Wow. You just gave me a whole new horrible thought process. The other bad part, they were told to with the Bible, you know, no sex before marriage. Who made it? Exactly. No one made it. Because when the Bible was written, you got married at 14. I could have waited that long. Then, you know, no, you never got divorced. Well, yeah, you died by 24. I mean, 10 years? We can all do 10 years. I made it 20. I don't know how my wife put up with me for 20, but... Oh. And then the worst part is, I mean, Jesus. I mean, you got, every time we go into the church, you see pictures of Jesus. He looks like me, but skinnier. And I'm looking at these pictures going, do these people not own a map? I mean, it's the Middle East. He should look more like Patricio. That's why they're following him around. They're following him around like, what's this white dude doing walking around the Middle East? This guy spent 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. Can't get a fucking tan. And they tell us too, you know, Jesus died for our sins. And every time I hear that, I'm like, I don't think I've done anything worth a death sentence. I feel like I need to step up my sinning. I'm going to make the 10 Commandments my to-do list. But I have figured out I need to move. I've seen my neighbor's wife.
Oh!
It's not happening. I think that guy's already in hell. Oh, man. Yeah, my parents love those jokes. Keep wondering why I'm not invited back to Christmas. Oh.
You don't covet your neighbor's wife?
No, I don't.
What about your
Yeah.
neighbor's
You've seen his neighbor's wife.
I've seen them both. I mean, on both sides. I mean, one of them, I mean, I think she's old enough I might break her. The other one, I don't know. Maybe from behind. I mean, if I put a picture of somebody else in the back of her head, I don't know. But, I mean, yeah, no, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Oh.
I'm sorry.
The other part, like Tommy T was talking about, he lost some weight. During COVID, I lost a bunch. I actually lost about 100 pounds. I gained some back because, well, donuts. But the fun part is when you start losing weight, everyone always asks you why. Why did you lose weight? There's always, health reasons, doctor, I want to be there for the family, poverty. We all have our reasons. But for me, I pulled a muscle wiping my own ass. Have you ever been that fat? That you turn and oh shit. Now you got a whole problem here. You got a poopy butthole, but you can't quite turn because of the pulled muscle. So you're trying to figure out, how am I going to deal with this?
Scoot it on the carpet.
I thought about it, then I'd have to clean the carpet. Then I thought, I can ask the wife for help.
On the carpet?
Dad knows this from experience, I think. How many carpet cleaners do you have?
No carpet. So
Oh, no carpet. Okay.
Where's Sliver Town?
That's gonna cause some slivers. That just sounds painful. That sounds painful. So when I did it, I'm sitting and I'm thinking, what can I do? I'm like, I can ask the wife for help, but I'm really sure that's not in the marriage vows. I'm pretty sure that's not covered by, sickness and health, that you got so fat you can't wipe your own ass. I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't think it is. I don't think. I'll have to ask my lawyer friends, but I really don't think it is. I'm sure I can ask her, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty much like, here, you can wipe with the divorce papers, because that's where I draw the line. I draw the line because, maybe if you were old, but just because you fucking like donuts too much, no, this isn't going to work. So that time I decided, I'm going to take a shower. I'll just take a shower, it'll be fine. But then I'm like, I'm fat, I eat a lot, I shit a lot. I can't take 4 or 5 showers a day. It's going to really increase my water bill. So I'm like, what's the next best option? So I got a bidet. But I'm cheap, so I didn't get the expensive one. So I didn't have a dryer. So if you don't have a bidet and you don't have a dryer, you know what I'm talking about. So now I might have a clean butthole, but I've got a wet butthole. So I'm like, now how am I going to deal with this? And I'm like, hair dryer, I got this. So I'm doing what I call hair dryer yoga. Trying to dry that shit off, literally. Have you ever smelt burnt taint?
No.
No, yeah. It's kind of like Tacoma on a hot day.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. It's bad. It's not a good thing. And it hurts too. Every time you walk, it's just that, right there in the middle. It's bad. Burnt taint is not a good thing. It's really not.
What's going on here?
You gotta be careful.
So of course then what happened was, because I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work. So then I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to deal with the wet butthole. But then I kept having people ask, why is your butt wet? And I didn't really explain it, so I just ran away. And that's how I lost 100 pounds. That's exactly how I lost 100 pounds. I will tell you one thing though, when you get used to that bidet, people look at you really funny when you walk into a public bathroom with a super soaker. Oh.
That's pretty good.
Oh, so I know we got a few married people here. Mom and dad, you guys, how long have you guys been married?
25.
45 years? 25 years, okay, 20. That's awesome, amazing. So, I call them mom and dad because, well, they're here every time, and that's what everyone else calls them. So. Everybody calls them mom and dad. If you're in Ording, that's mom and dad. I've been married for 21 years. Amazingly, my wife has put up with me for that long. Amazingly. The one thing I found though, when I first got married, started doing comedy, I had a joke that I wrote where I talked about, how sex changes during marriage. Like every man talks about this one, how it changes. When you first get married, you have that honeymoon sex. You do it anywhere, everywhere. You got 2 minutes, you're fucking going for it. A couple years into it, you get into what they call ABC sex. Anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas. And my birthday and Christmas are in December, so I have a month with twice, and then 6 months with nothing. fucking horrible. But then you get about 20 years in, you get into what my grandpa always called hallway sex. It's where you tell each other to fuck off when you bath in the hallway. You guys have heard this one? Yeah. Oh, fuck off, I'm gonna go jerk off in the shower kind of thing. I always thought this joke was funny until I realized it was reality after 20 years of marriage. What I really realized is a few things that change in marriage. One of the things is the meaning of things that you say to each other. Like when you first get married, you say, hey, let's make love. You're like, yes, let's make love. This is going to be amazing. Woo. 20 years in, let's make love is hurry up. I got shit to do. That's what that is. Oh. The other thing that changes is masturbation. When you first get married, you don't have to do it as much, so whatever, it's just, just rub it out and go. After a while, the stranger just doesn't do it right for you anymore. So you need something a little more. So for me, I'm up to what I call the secret squirrel. It's where I jerk off in bed next to her and try not to wake her up. Yeah. Oh, it gets better. I'm working on the super secret squirrel. It's where I use her hand. She asks me all the time, you haven't done it, have you? Have you woken up with a sticky hand? She's like, no, so either I haven't done it or I'm going to clean it up. Oh. Yeah, like I said, I'm surprised she's still with me after 20 years. She's stuck at this point. She can't afford to leave me.
We do it almost every day.
What's that?
Almost every day.
Oh, look at Mom Pop.
Okay.
Yesterday we almost did it.
With or without?
I was like, yeah, are you together or is it? It's kind of like what my grandpa told me all the time. The best way for, to keep a marriage going is have dinner twice a week. She goes on Tuesday, he goes on Thursday. Oh, man. Oh.
Bragger.
So I know we got Christmas coming up. Everyone loves Christmas, right? I really don't. I'm a total Scrooge. But the one thing for me is Amazon. Amazon's become my best friend because I get drunk, I order shit, and then it's Christmas every day because I'm like, what did I order this time? And then it shows up, I'm like, Top Gun. Oh. We all know Iron Eagle was a better movie. Iron Eagle was way better than Top Gun. But the worst part for me is, like I said, I have a daughter that just had a baby. So my daughter's married, just had a baby, but she still uses my Amazon account. So she orders things all the time on Amazon. But it's gotten to that point where every once in a while she orders things that, like I said, she's married now. Stuff that Dad doesn't need to see. Like I said, I wanted to become a grandpa. I didn't want to know how the fuck you got there. I don't need to know these things. So of course as a dad, I'm like, well, I gotta find some way to embarrass the shit out of her and order something that she's gonna freak out about. So I'm going through Amazon like, what is the most fucked up thing I can order to totally mess with this child? So if you go to Amazon, you can order a 5-gallon bucket of KY jelly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not on your nightstand. Yeah, there's a 5-gallon bucket. It's not what I ordered. I went worse than that. So I'm like, what's the worst thing I can get? So I'm like, I know. I'm going to order a strap-on. Let's see how she reacts to this. So of course I order it. I'm expecting that phone call like, Dad, oh my God. No, I get a phone call. It's like, Dad, that's not the right one. Wait, what? That's not the right one. If you get this one, it's much better for Mom too. And you're gonna need that 5-gallon bucket of KY. Shit. So apparently I'm getting sex advice from my daughter now. And I'm into pegging, who knew? All right, that's my time. Thank you guys. Like I said, donate to the food bank. It's that time of the year they need our help. So thank you all for coming out.